Let me tell you something car dealerships don't want you to know. Most people spend more time picking a Netflix show than researching the second biggest purchase of their lives. They walk onto a lot, get swayed by a shiny paint job and a smooth-talking salesperson, and drive home in a vehicle that quietly bleeds their bank account dry for the next decade. Not today. Today, we're going inside the data, inside the mechanic base, inside Consumer Reports analysis of 47,000 real owners to bring you the definitive ranking of the 7 best SUVs you can buy in 2026. Fair warning, the number one spot? Nobody saw it coming. Not dealers, not manufacturers, not journalists who've covered this industry for decades. This isn't 5-minute test drives on a closed track. This is crash test scores, long-term reliability, resale value, real-world ownership costs, and what mechanics say when the cameras are off. The vehicles on this list sell in an average of 18 days on dealer lots versus the industry's 52-day average. They retain 68% of their value after 3 years against the segment average of 54%. These aren't just good cars, they're exceptional ones. Let's count down from 7 to 1. Number 7, 2026 Mazda CX-50, the underdog that overdelivers. Nobody puts Mazda on their shortlist. That is a mistake, and it's costing people thousands of dollars. The CX-50 moves 2,847 units a month, average lot time 23 days. That's not marketing, that's word of mouth. At $34,890 average transaction, it's the most affordable vehicle on this list, but don't let the price fool you. Under the hood, a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. EPA-rated 25 mpg combined, but Consumer Reports found owners hitting 27.3 mpg in real-world use, nearly 10% better, hundreds of dollars back every year. Inside, Napa leather standard on turbo trims, a 12.3-inch infotainment display faster than systems in vehicles costing $15,000 more, and cabin materials that feel genuinely premium. Off-road, 8.6 inches of ground clearance, OAWD sending 100% of torque to the rear. Consumer Reports testing showed it outperforming the Subaru Outback Wilderness, which costs $7,000 more. Sit with that. Reliability, 4 out of 5 stars, with minor infotainment freezing as the only notable complaint. After 3 years, it holds 62% of its value, beating the Nissan Rogue by 14 percentage points. The secret nobody talks about? Mazda builds the CX-50 in Huntsville, Alabama in a joint venture with Toyota, using Toyota's quality control standards. Japanese engineering excellence at a steep discount. Downsides, rear legroom at 37.6 inches is tight for tall adults, and the turbo wants premium fuel, roughly $340 extra per year. But at this price, with this quality, the CX-50 is one of the best-kept secrets in the segment, for now. Number 6, 2026 Honda CR-V, the mechanic's best friend. Ask any independent mechanic, not a dealership tech, but someone who lives by honest referrals, which vehicle they love seeing pull in. You'll hear Honda CR-V more than almost anything else. Why? It pays their bills without destroying their soul. The CR-V comes in for oil changes, tire rotations, and brake jobs. Catastrophic failures, mysterious codes, electrical gremlins, conspicuously absent. Honda's turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder is conservatively tuned, properly cooled. Early cold climate oil dilution issues are completely resolved, 0 complaints on current production. The CVT is where Honda separates itself. Mechanics despise most CVTs. They've seen Nissan and Subaru transmissions turn into grenades at 80,000 miles. Honda's is fundamentally different. Superior belt, harder pulley surfaces, better cooling. Mechanics routinely see Honda CVTs exceed 200,000 miles on nothing but fluid changes. No shudder, no slip, no failure. The hybrid CR-V is actually more reliable than the gas model. Regenerative braking saves friction brakes. Electric assist reduces engine strain. Batteries hold capacity far longer than competitors. Mechanics who dread hybrid work look forward to CR-V hybrids. There's almost never anything wrong. Build quality detail that mechanics notice. Bolts come out cleanly. Connectors unplug without breaking. Panels come off without cracking. That's not a small thing. Vehicles designed to be serviced properly get serviced properly, and that keeps them alive longer. The CR-V isn't flashy, but for reliably moving your family 15 years without drama or financial surprises, it belongs at the top of your list. Number 5. 2026 Mazda CX-50. The reliability secret nobody is talking about. Mechanics are genuinely puzzled by the CX-5, one of the most trouble-free vehicles they service, and almost nobody outside the repair world knows it. The philosophy? While every competitor chased turbos and 8, 9, 10-speed transmissions, Mazda chose a naturally aspirated engine paired with a proven 6-speed automatic, proven over trendy. The reliability data proves they were right. The 2.5-liter four-cylinder is beautifully simple. Port fuel injection, zero carbon buildup, timing chain that doesn't stretch, gaskets that don't leak. Mechanics report CX-5 engines routinely exceeding 200,000 miles without drama. When one pulls into the shop, mechanics know exactly what they're getting, an oil change, not a diagnostic nightmare. The 6-speed automatic is the secret weapon. While mechanics battle catastrophically failed 8 and 9-speed units from other brands, the CX-5's transmission simply doesn't break. Smooth shifts, clutch packs that last indefinitely, no dozen solenoids waiting to fail. Transmission shops rarely see CX-5s, and when they do, it's for a fluid change. The electrical system is refreshingly stable, logically wired, and straightforward to diagnose. Interior quality rivals vehicles costing significantly more. If reliability is your top priority and you don't need 3 rows, the CX-5 belongs at the very top of your list. Number 4. 2026 Lexus RX. Luxury that actually lasts. Here's the dirty truth about luxury SUVs. Most are financial disasters. Beautiful at 30,000 miles, broken and expensive at 80,000. Mechanics who've built careers fixing European luxury SUVs drive Japanese vehicles themselves. That tells you everything. The Lexus RX is the exception. The turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder uses conservative boost and components that avoid the failures constantly seen in German turbo engines. Hybrid models run Toyota's proven system. Mechanics report RX hybrid batteries regularly maintaining capacity past 200,000 miles. Build quality, tight panel gaps, perfect welds, thick paint, sound deadening that doesn't degrade. Manufacturing precision that rivals the best European luxury brands. Not just good for Toyota, but excellent by any standard. Sensible maintenance intervals, straightforward brake jobs, and OEM standard parts that last another 100,000 miles. Owner satisfaction tops the luxury segment year after year. Number 3. 2026 Toyota 4Runner, the unkillable legend. Mechanics don't use words like unkillable casually. They've seen what neglect and hard use do to vehicles. When they use that word for the 4Runner, they mean it literally. The 4-liter V6 has been refined over years and millions of miles into something approaching perfection. Port fuel injection, internal components sized for an engine making far more power. Mechanics report 4Runner engines routinely exceeding 300,000 miles without rebuilds. This engine doesn't just last, it lasts almost indefinitely. The 5-speed automatic is outdated by modern standards. Competitors have 8, 9 speeds. Toyota says our 5-speed is proven, simple and bulletproof, and the people who buy 4Runners don't care about squeezing zero point 0.3 extra mpg from a transmission with 17 solenoids that will eventually fail. Mechanics essentially never see 4Runner transmission failures. Body-on-frame construction is everything. Frame rails thick, well-coated, built to handle loads that would permanently warp a unibody crossover. Structural integrity stays excellent after years of serious abuse. Harsh climates, off-road, commercial use, four-wheel drive is mechanical, proven, minimal electronics. Yes, it gets 16 mpg. The interior is functional. It doesn't matter. 4Runner buyers want a vehicle that runs in 20 years and goes anywhere. Nothing comes close. This is the vehicle you hand down to your children, and they hand it down to theirs. Number 2. 2026 Honda Pilot. Number 2. 2026 Honda Pilot. The perfect family machine. 7 passengers, massive cargo space, Honda reliability. One vehicle that actually solves all the problems. The 3.5-liter V6, 280 horsepower, is one of Honda's finest engineering achievements. Mechanics report Pilot engines routinely exceeding 250,000 miles without issues. The variable cylinder management system actually works reliably, unlike similar systems from domestic manufacturers that became notorious failure points. Timing belt replacement is scheduled and straightforward, far less costly than catastrophic timing chain failures seen in some competitors. The transmission had minor roughness in early examples. Honda addressed it directly through software and hardware updates. Current Pilots shift imperceptibly. Mechanics report failures as genuinely rare with proper maintenance. The interior is relentlessly practical. Second-row slides and folds without complex mechanisms that break. The third row is genuinely usable, not the afterthought torture chamber found in crossovers technically claiming 3 rows. Cargo space is massive, built for durability over flash. Juice box explosions, muddy soccer teams, a decade of road trips still looks and functions like new. Mechanics love it for one simple reason: no surprises, reasonable intervals, widely available parts, well-documented procedures. Your maintenance budget is actually a budget, not a roulette wheel.